Hollywood right now. It turns out that there's some kind of writers um, writers strike. Now, I don't think this is going to. Look, I know a lot of people are going to lose a lot of shows recently, but they'll come back on top. This is not going to affect Hollywood majorly. Hollywood has a lot of dollars to back themselves up, so they will still survive. Yes, they may lose some money, but they'll still survive this. Now, what I want to point out is that without the writers, most of these Hollywood people are completely, uh, you could say, boring. Most of these comedians can't write jokes. Most of these comedians need assistants to write their jokes or to make their jokes stand properly. So it's interesting to find out that, some of these some of these major shows are just going away for a while. But overall, they'll still survive. A lot of people think this is the end of Hollywood. It's curtains for Hollywood. I'm sorry. The curtains have just begun, okay? The curtains have just been moved over. Hollywood will come back stronger than ever, and I can guarantee you that. Now, I'm just saying this because I know very much that anytime something like this will happen, they'll come back on top. They'll just bounce back. This is not the end of the world for them. It's quite interesting, though, for it to happen right now during a very polarizing political time. And most of these writers these days have always obsessed about politics, and most of these artists have always done the same thing. So that's why movies are terrible. That's why films are terrible. That's why late night talk show hosts, can't make any other joke besides Orange Man bad or Florida Man bad. That's literally it. That's all the jokes they can have. And people laugh at that. You make an opposite joke, you get cancelled. Overall, um, also come to find out that Vice News is finally being bankrupt. You may be thinking, why? I don't even know why. What's crazy about Vice is that Vice has been here for some time, and Vice stood pretty strong during the Orange Man era. They stood pretty strong. You expected them to kind of falter. In fact, a lot of media sites that were very strong during the Trump era are now failing. I would say that Trump is not there anymore to give them their money because anytime Trump was in the headlines, even for freaking drinking water, oh my goodness, these people will write like fucking 60 stories about it. Pardon my swearing, but they needed this guy to keep the lights on. Let's face the facts, okay? I'm sure most media sites earned a lot of money because of this guy, okay? You can guarantee that. So now that he's not really on the news as much, obviously people don't really care anymore. They don't want the outrage clicks for the day. They don't want to do that. So what else can they do? You know? And this is something pretty interesting that could have been done, but overall, I feel like, you know what? Uh, if Trump wins again, the mainstream media will get back on. New sites will emerge. All those type of things will happen, and overall, you'll get the same old cartoon, just this time a different background. But overall, Vice, BuzzFeed, what's going on? Why are these two media giants falling off? I think BuzzFeed was falling off for some time. They were getting possibly broke for some time, and then they decided to go woke. Because most of the time, people will say get woke or broke. I say that too. It's so simple to say. It sounds so fun to say, but it actually get broke, go woke, then fade away. And this is what's happening right now. Vice used to be pretty important, but then all of a sudden they I don't know if they were broke and then got woke or they got woke then broke. But overall, I've noticed that a lot of these mostly progressive websites, I would say that BuzzFeed out of them all were pretty much okay because as much as I'm not a fan of it, because if you compare it to the like other sites like Vice, you would definitely um, get a bit more interesting news. You could say that. You could just say that. Overall, I'm just saying that um, Vice is falling apart. I mean, how many times they made propaganda pieces? Recently, they made one about anime, no, manga stores, and uh, and the CP stuff. Then they went after conservative women. How dare conservative women think? Oh my goodness, this is the end of the world, right? They made a lot of very much the rise of the far right videos on YouTube that, when you think about it, was just nothing to do with far right. Maybe one or two, but I don't think that all the people they showcased were far right. Just remember that um, anytime they feel something's far right, they're gonna call it far right. Okay, if you just look at their channel now and the stuff they post, obviously it's biased as f. I'm surprised that Vox is still around, you know? Um, but overall, Vice, Vox, I used to get them mixed up a bit back in the day. I actually forgot about Vox for a while. Like, they were totally, completely wiped out of my mind. And then recently I remembered them and I was like, oh yeah, I remember them. Whatever happened to them? All I can say is that a lot of these mainstream media sites have gotten even more progressive. Even Fox News, yes, Fox News, the one major news site that's supposed to be for right wingers, apparently is getting woke. And when I mean woke, I basically mean firing Tucker Carlson. And look, I get it, people can be fired for anything major or diminutive, but what's interesting is that they're now leaking footage to other companies of Tucker saying some crudish things, not really offensive things, like like completely dangerous things, just like mild terrible humor, like mild bro type humor. That's literally it. That's literally it. So they basically don't want him in power at all. They don't want anyone to ire him. So what they're doing is smearing him. What's so embarrassing is that Tucker made people enjoy Fox News. But overall, they don't care about that. They don't really care about that whatsoever. So Tucker will have more of an influence without any mainstream media connection. He should just speak up with himself rather than anyone else. He should create his own news organization. A lot of these companies, are going to smear everyone. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. But overall, a lot of things are taking a horrible twist these days. And, right now with what's going on with Hollywood, Disney continuing to fight Ron DeSantis. And when it comes to Ron DeSantis versus Disney, just remember um, that this will continue for some time. A lot of people are actually supporting Disney now. The same people who really didn't like Disney before because it's an evil corporation now are supporting Disney. Would you look at that? But overall, I feel like um, without Star Wars, without milking Star Wars and Marvel, Disney people would just unsubscribe from Disney Plus and they'll lose a lot of revenue. But once again, Disney was powerful even before Marvel and the what word did I just say right now? Star Wars Inquisition. Before those Inquisitions, acquisitions, inquisitions, whatever, before those companies they purchased, they were pretty powerful, but they were losing steam. And purchasing these products have made them extra money, but of course made them very sour with the fans. Anyways, it's time to move on and just understand that a lot of crazy things are going to happen in the near future, correct? But all I can say is that overall, this is going to be quite an interesting battle. But it's just because it's interesting doesn't mean it's going to be fun. It's not going to be fun. It's going to be very, very much sad. You have to be steadfast in these type of ideological battles, or else you'll be washed away. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this live stream. Bye.